what is FIRE, and then what is your breakdown of FIRE?
So FIRE stands for Financial Independence Retire Early. And so I'll explain two things. I'll explain sort of traditionally how most people see it, and then how I see it.
Right. Yeah, you have your own version.
Exactly. So how most people see it, so financial independence is what people talk about when they talk about having enough money in your investment accounts that you could draw down from your investment accounts and use that to pay for your cost of living. And so a lot of people use this very crude metric where they say, hey, if I have 25 times my annual spending saved invested, then I'm FIRE. And so what that means is if you spend $40,000 a year to maintain your lifestyle, if that's what you spend in a year, then 40 times 25 is 1 million. So if you have $1 million in investments, then you're FIRE under that definition. Okay. So that's the FI part of FIRE. And then the RE, retire early, is a lot of people are like, well, geez, if I have $1 million and I only need 40 grand a year to live, I'm quitting my job,
But they have $1 million in investments. That's what's key. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
And so the RE, the retire early, refers to the traditional definition of FIRE, which is that people then say, once my investments hit amount X, this certain threshold, then I'm going to quit my job, and then I may or may not have any income because I don't need it, because I can just live off of my portfolio or live off of my investments. So that's the traditional definition of FIRE. I don't like that for a few reasons. There are a couple of things going on with it. First of all, your expenses are going to change every single year of your life. Sometimes higher, sometimes lower. And that's not just, a lot of people hear that and they think, oh, you mean you're going to want nicer things. I mean, maybe, but also your health costs are going to change. The size of your family is going to change. Maybe you'll you'll find a partner, or you'll lose a partner. Maybe you'll have a child, or maybe your child will turn 18 and move out.
Maybe you'll have a knee replacement, something,
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe you don't have any pets right now, but 10 years from now, you're going to have 5 dogs, right? So
I wish.
And so your expenses are not static. They're not fixed. And yet the traditional definition of FIRE kind of pretends that they are and doesn't really account for the fact that your costs are going to change. The cost of living is going to change quite a lot. Oh, and we haven't even talked about the fact that prices in the outside world change.
Right.
Gas prices and all of it. And so that's one of the flaws, in my opinion, with the traditional definition of FIRE. One of the other flaws is associating the FI with the RE. The FI refers to having enough money to support yourself conceptually. And the RE refers to one of many possible options that you could pursue once you have enough money to support yourself through your investments.
Right.
Retiring is an option, but it's not the only option.
Right.
And so it doesn't really make sense to me that that the two concepts would become conflated with each other in the same acronym. Why not just focus on the FI part and focus on having enough money through your investments that you could potentially support yourself, or at least support a basic bare bones level of existence. Maybe not the ideal lifestyle that you want, but that you could keep the lights on, keep food in the fridge, keep yourself alive if you needed to. If for some reason you couldn't work and you had to live on your investments. We live in if you live in the United States, we live in a country that doesn't really have much of a social safety net.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Yeah. Newsflash.
Oh, yeah.
And so FI, the way that I see it, FI is building a safety net for yourself.